to come from this coalition we're seeing here. And I don't see it having traction. So the only option for any politician today is actually APC. It's unfortunate. That is not what it should be. I like to see a strong opposition politics in Nigeria, because you know what that does? Even the little things that Soludo is doing today was the pressure coming from me as an opposition. If you leave an incumbent without any accountability report, guess what? They're going to just become a dictator. I like to see a strong opposition. So now that we don't have that, let's join, and I'm going to at some point call on the youth of Nigeria. Let's troop into APC and be a force for good. That's the only option we've got today, until we have leaders who are selfless enough to come together for a common good. Then things will begin to balance. And at some point, I would even like to see a lot of reforms, and get to a point where we can become, like in the US, two-party system where Republican, because once you have opposition scatter in this way, this is a useless opposition. Let me go.
Welcome to Honor Politics, ladies and gentlemen. I have so many questions. Many questions. But make I start with, who should we blame for this? Because as far as I'm concerned, it's an insult. But on the other hand, maybe he has a point. Right? Maybe he has a point. Well, Mogu, we'll start from the beginning. But god damn, man, we are in trouble. See, that's why they always talk. When the leaders, they go look us to our face, tell us say na leaders be the problem. Like, that's one thing I still don't understand. But we go see they argue every day. Person wey steal your money, tell you say come, na me steal am. It's not even hiding, it's not even saying it's trying to play with your intelligence. You know that yes, it's saying exactly what, but for some reason, no, instead we go turn against ourselves, begins ourselves unnecessarily.
To come
So
from
just
this
listen to this
coalition
guy.
we're seeing here. And I don't see it having traction. So the only option for any politician today is actually APC. It's unfortunate. That is.
See, the only option, like, is not be saying a slip of tongue. It's been put emphasis, is stretch that. The only option, which is body movement and gesture, every goddamn thing that you need to communicate. That's what he used in saying that. And that takes me back to the section we had in the morning when I've been there yesterday,
It's not what it
time
should
to
be.
analyze Rufai's interview with Governor Oti, when Rufai Oti asked him about the performance of this administration. The guy began run around the bush saying that he cannot answer because he have a direct access to the president. If you need to criticize him, it's not the criticism. I just asking you, what is your observation? I mean, as an opposition party, but again, I think the conclusion that
I like to see
me and Mark I come to that on that section is that the guy is his heart. Maybe his head is with APC, but his heart is with still with Labour. However, that is, that's exactly what this guy is saying now. That unfortunately, every politician will have to. That means the Obi need to join too. Is that what you are saying? Of course, if you're asking the youth, his followers to come and join, you're automatically telling the leader no
a
get
strong
choice.
opposition politics in Nigeria. Because you know what that does? Even the little things that Soludo is doing today was the pressure.
Okay, let's this guy. I don't know. He's on something. I don't know, but whatever that is on. I don't know. Maybe in Anambra people will come answer that. Dr. Damiji, if you did there, you are indicted in this case. I thank you for the case. So I want to Anambra people. I want to zoom Valentine. So I go tag you. I'll be
Even the
what's
little
the legal
things that
phrase they
Soludo is doing
use?
today was the pressure. Is not what it should be.
No.
I like to see a strong opposition politics in Nigeria.
Now, he said, I like to see a strong. Who won't bring what now? We'll go by him. Like you are the actor, you are the politician. If you cannot demonstrate what you envision, what you see, what do you expect the ordinary Nigeria? Maybe we go buy them. Tell us where they buy opposition politics so that I mean I don't again when the leader say now we be the problem, but still we don't understand what it means. Nobody say we don't understand, right? They have succeeded in monopolizing, manipulating our all the informations where we dey consume every day to the point that every simple thing we go dey analyze them. Like so even when they are acting is right in front of us, we no go agree. The man that's why they when they go tell us say leaders, we now we be the cause this is not even it's a consensus agreement, it's not even a debate. A leadership or leaders are not the problem
Nigeria.
of the
Because you
of
know
the
what
country.
that does?
And
Even the
that's
little
exactly
things
what
that
the guy is
Soludo is
saying here.
doing today was the pressure coming from me as an opposition. If you leave
So it not be saying no, it's not even theorizing or dreaming of want to see an opposition party or politics or whatever. He is giving himself credit as that as that he's using himself as an example of something that is dreaming or praying for. So if you believe that Toludo is on his toes today, is doing whatever he can because of you being an where what's where lies the problem then? So instead of you to now put your own personal interests aside, you really care about the people of Anambra, since na Anambra you go so, and keep mobilizing, organizing, and galvanizing people so that the governor will keep doing more. Since now the fear of you now they do small so in order for to do more, maybe by the time you see more of you people, but instead you are running away. Now they tell us a Bajue story. What's going on? I know I know they hear again. Can anybody hear me? I can't hear this shit. Ah, it's strange. Something is not right here.
to come from this coalition we're seeing here, and I don't see it having traction. So
Alright.
the only option for any politician today is actually APC. It's unfortunate. That is not what it should be. I like to see a strong opposition politics in Nigeria because you know what that does? Even the little things that Soludo is doing today was the pressure coming from me as an opposition. If you leave an incumbent without any accountability and report, guess what? They're going to just become a dictator. I like to see.
So now, instead of you now, in other words, like going by his analogy now, right? With that strong presence of opposition, literally the whoever is in power become a dictator. So now you leaving opposition party to come and join the ruling party. In other words, you are reinforcing or encouraging the party in power to keep being a dictator. Because if you are the only checking point, I mean, going by his analysis, if he as an opposition is the only checking point, but he decided to say, you know what, that's it, my career will not move forward until I join. So you are now sanctioning that dictatorial tendency that people have been talking about. So you are not even assuming now, you are confirming it that the man in power President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as the leader of the APC, is a dictator. But that's not just the point you are just trying to make. You are saying you agree with him, you love an act of dictatorship. You are not just saying, you say, you know what,
I
I
like
am
to
going
see
to
a stronger
also contribute, join my resources to keep the dictatorial leadership going stronger. Who do us like this? Who answer again my question? Who will go blame? Shey Anambra people. I been a Peter Obi. I been at the Obedience because I don't know this motherfucker before. The guy that will tell you. Now I don't know until the obedient movement and the obese come into our national consciousness. I mean, a number of people are go blame because this is unacceptable. Like I could just come national TV, they insult everybody
opposition.
just like
So
that.
now that we don't have that, let's join and I'm going to at some point call on the youth of Nigeria. Let's troop into APC and be a force.
God. What the fuck is going on? What is going on? Wow, obedient. I can't believe this. Somebody need to explain. Somebody need to come and explain what is going on. This is not acceptable. Unbelievable.
A force for good.
Well,
That's the only option we've got today. Until we have leaders who are selfless enough to come together for a common good, then things will begin.
so he's literally indicting himself in front of us, but we can't do shit anyway. What do we want to do now? Until we have selfless leaders. You see? Which, again, the point I was trying to make. And they tell you that this is it. But instead, we go gather, they look
To begin to
for
balance.
problem where problem
And
no day. This, like, I don't, if so I don't see this guy up close. I mean, the people know they pay me, say. I'm not just seeing him. I could, even now, I could vividly see picture the reception that was given to him when he accompanied Obi to Atlanta during their 2023 campaign. I mean, when they introduced him for the hall, I could see I mean, not only Obi reception, they loud passing on. It was love. Like, I was like, okay, who's this motherfucker? You know? Where uptown? Valentine becomes an added weapon or advantage to the obedient movement then that because nobody could actually pinpoint who this guy is. It's like nobody knows his record. You can't really fault him. And he was playing along, very calm, quiet, just riding with that Obi's grace. My. I just say na Kenneth Nwoko na be the weakest link among the top hierarchy of the Obidient. But this guy is
at some
becoming
point, I would even like to
something
say
only Anambra people. Only Anambra people can explain, or obedient, or will be himself. Because I just say, man, this is fucking crazy. Like, and all with this, he himself, even know what they talk. At this point, I think,
a lot of reforms, electoral act,
God
and get to
damn.
a point where we can become, in the US, two-party system where Republican, because once you have opposition scatter in this way, this is a useless opposition. Let me go.
Wow. If to say this is a guy who wants to become a governor. So if to say just a normal speak, normal, I mean, he has still a regular, but he's a chieftain. Very soon now. He was a chieftain of Labour Party. My God, this is not. This is not. I mean, this is not
To come
excusable,
from this
man. Fuck
coalition
it.
we're seeing here. And I don't see it having traction. So the only option for any politician today is actually APC. It's unfortunate. That is not what it should be. I like to see a strong
Trash your coalition. Like this guy he came on national TV with gun blazing, man. The guy did ready because I want to see how the SDP gang, the articles and the rest of them will react to that. Since he's saying that he's still
opposition
trying
politics
telling
in
them there's no
Nigeria.
way,
Because you
no
know
way.
what that does? Even the little things that Soludo is doing today was the pressure coming from me as an opposition. If you leave an incumbent without any accountability report,
Ah,
guess what? They're going
ah,
to just become a
Tinubu,
dictator. I like to see a strong opposition. So now that we don't have that, let's join and I'm going to at some point call on the youths of Nigeria, let's troop into APC and be a force for good. That's the only option we've got today. Until we have leaders who are selfless enough to come together for a common good, then things will begin to balance. And at some point, I would even like to see a lot of reforms
this is torture.
and get to a point where we can become, like in the US, two-party system where Republican, because once you have opposition scatter in this way, this is a useless opposition. Let me go.
Yeah. What is going on? Tinubu. Hey, that's it. Tinubu no go win 2027. How now? Like, just look at this. Oh my, it's laughable. I just can't believe it. Tinubu. Oh, the man is openly calling out Nigeria to form a one party. That Nigeria is already a one party system. He's trying so hard to make case for that. I get mine. They call Nigeria youth. Everybody to come join APC. Hey, in fact, the obedient I blame. I then give this guy this. I don't know what I will call him now at this point. You think I lead, I mean, a chieftain. Yeah, boy, now. Like, what the heck? And then probably get up like this. And then kind of put for top chef where you know deserve. And make I call the mission like this. Wow. What did you promise now? Yeah, okay, me. So your appointment with that to come 2027. I be waiting they promise am when they mission like this. About they say, yeah. Wow. Ah. Portable go say wahala, 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 wahala. Oh. Now I understand why people they listen to Portable now. Now I know why we have the likes of characters like Portable. We have the Ojimegbu, the liquid metal. Like it's better listening to those guys than listening to Valentine Ozigbo. Insulting everybody like that. It's better listening to wahala, wahala, wahala. Oh. I'm a babu. I've been a bazu, whatever that. It was they call a Portable. They call himself or liquid metal. Now I think now I see a reason why people they listen to those kind of character because they always baffle me. Like what the heck, man? But listen to the way this politician they kind of I don't know what people are doing. They promise them the way that they yarn these days is just fucking. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. I want hear what's his name? Oh shit! This guy where I remember shit. Nah, Uzugu come. Dr. Damage Yabi, when the guy they like in mind and what's the guy name? He come here too. Like I really didn't need I want where's Dr. Damage? These are our village people. Because I don't understand what's going on. I don't get it. I won't play
To come from this
Abure
coalition
on.
we're seeing
Abure
here.
said he
And I
was
don't see
running
it
the
having
meeting.
traction. So the only option for any politician today
Voila.
is actually APC. It's unfortunate. That is not what it should be. I like to see a strong opposition politics in Nigeria because you know what that does? Even the little things that Soludo is doing today was the pressure coming from me as an opposition. If you leave an incumbent without any accountability and report, guess what? They're going to just become
This
a
guy,
dictator. I like to see a strong
can't
opposition.
wait for him
So
to
now that
start
we don't
giving
have
you
that,
feedback.
let's join and I'm going to at some point call on the youth of Nigeria. Let's troop into APC and be a force for good. That's the only option we've got today. Until we have
At this
leaders
point,
who are selfless enough to come together for a common good, then things will begin to balance. And at some point, I would even like to see a lot of reforms, and get to a point where we can become, like in the US, two-party system where Republican, because once you have opposition scatter in this way, this is a useless opposition. Let me go.
now at this point, the next time when he go come out like this, now be straight, he go aim. Because the only thing wey remain be that the third solution the only thing wey solution dey do na because of I swear na obedience I blame. You have to be blamed for this kind of insults. That's the only way I can forgive this guy. The guy just say na insulting the insult people and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Obedient, they need to come and explain. And Anambra people. Because I don't understand no again. This is becoming be careful. I've been at Shehu I will blame. I'm not blame Shehu. Shehu need his bar, so Shehu really need to make his money. For gosh, man. I did like
To
this
come from this coalition we're
Abore. I'm
seeing
waiting
here.
for Abore
And I
to
don't
come
see
on.
it having traction. So the only option for any politician today is actually APC. It's unfortunate. That is not what it should be. I like to see a strong opposition politics in Nigeria because you know what that does? Even the little things that Soludo is doing today was the pressure coming from me as an opposition. If you leave an incumbent without any accountability and report, guess what? They're going to just become
Yeah.
a dictator. I like to see a strong opposition. So now that we don't have that, let's join and I'm going to at some point call on the youth of Nigeria. Let's troop into APC and be a force for good. That's the only option we've got today. Until we
Now
have
obedience you
leaders
want
who are
call to go
selfless
job
enough
Bola
to come
Tinubu.
together for a common good,
Yeah,
then things will
right.
begin to balance. And at some point, I would even like to see a lot of reforms, and get to a point where we can become, like in the US, two-party system where
For title
Republican,
round.
because once you have opposition scatter in this way, this is a
Well, I time
useless
is
opposition.
calling
Let me
on
go.
obedience to join APC. I'm sorry for title round. That the only way be that you are telling the obedience to come and join APC. Because the only youths when they politically active right now in the country are either obedient or the few ones who are riding with the president. So if you are already with the president and you are saying you want to invite the Nigerian youth, yeah. Now obedient you want to carry. You only invite obedience to come and join APC. Because at this point, think that's the only way to interpret it. That is acceptable. Listen to Aburi. Aburi said they get mine. I don't just understand. See, I know they warn. I know they give my 2 cents. Even though they know ask for the advice. Take care of Valentine advice. I'm talking to the obedient now. Don't troop into APC. Troop into Labour Party. Register and get your chairman. Because at this point,
resolutions of
this
NEC.
is too much.
I want to use this opportunity to reply Dr. Alex Oti, the governor of Abia State.
Come on. You share. See, that's it. Black say Abia don't get money. That's the problem. They don't get money. You can stay. You can chairman. Especially the one where is standing is being questionable. Open him mouth, they address Wiki as a governor of Rivers State. So say the whole press conference. Eh? You want to talk to Wiki anyhow. You see, this is why nothing a Wiki style fit them. Yeah? Yeah, innocent OT. Hey, now you. Well, I don't know how much you will pay you, Sha, so
Who was on
it's all
Arise
good.
Television this morning to make very derogatory statement the leadership of the party. This leadership have been very magnanimous. We have been very patient. We have expressed a lot of maturity in handling some of the rascals that we accommodated in our party.
Oh,
And I think it got
I blame Obedience. Now Obedience give all these men power that they talk anyhow. But now at this point, I know say Bola Tinubu is the financier of this one right now. But still, I just have to blame the Obedience. This is unacceptable. Eh? The only person where they well not be the only person. Now Obi himself and deliver to me who no yield, who no fall, who no bend yet. Because Obedient,
to
man, I
the
don't want
fore
to.
today with that interview, and we felt that it's appropriate, most appropriate at this point in time to respond to him so that he doesn't think that he's the only one who can be in the gutter. You will recall that not too long ago, the governor stated that if we don't relinquish the leadership of the party, that he was going to use government machinery to destroy us in the party. And I'm sure you all saw that publication. Deliberately, as leaders of the party, as matured leaders of this party, as those who believe in the growth and development of the country, and as leaders that made them, we made them without sounding impressed. We made Governor Alex Oti, made him governor, supported him, made sacrifices to him.
This is direction to the Obedience and to the Shena Abia people. Yeah, a man from Igoromi Goro, Afemai, they claim say, oh, yeah. I think one of the benefits of working for Bola Tinubu is audacity. It will give you some kind of audacity to just run out anyhow. Cause how?
Refuse
How you
bribe,
think make 40?
refuse offers that made him governor.
Mm-hmm.
And so today he was again on Arise Television and deliberately tried to misinform members of the public in respect of the Supreme Court's decision. My major worry was his foul language when he said that we are masturbating. The Supreme Court have sacked us and that he's laughing at us because we are still holding on to the leadership and masturbating in the party. And I felt that he's not the only one who
maybe
can
you
use
guys
local language.
interpret with
I
the
want to
local
describe him as
language.
follows. Number one, Dwafi and Lilliputian men used to be men of great ideas. It is Alex Oti that I will see, who is not only Dwafi in appearance, but also Dwafi in knowledge.
Come on now. Yeah,
the Supreme Court decision was clear.
Why did they clap? You are supposed to hold the principle of Michelle Obama with high now. When they get low, when they go low, you go high. So when you go low, you just go sit down for inside gutter. Oti went low, you go sit down for inside gutter. This is what the Aboki people will say. Kereshin skanchi, gindi akwea. This is exactly that's what is going on here.
Clear that issues of leadership are a domestic affairs of the party. It is unambiguous. It is clear. And when the Supreme Court said it's a domestic affairs of the party, what does it mean? Even a layman who didn't go to school will know that the constitution of the party
is serious. They gather a village people.
And the constitution of the party have created organs. Who has the mandate, who has the powers to dictate the affairs of the party. And rightly so, the Supreme Court said every matter that has to do with leadership and internal affairs and the domestic affairs of the party. And the party organs spoke loud and clear on the 27th of March 2024 at Inewi, where a national convention was held that brought in the leadership of the party. And therefore, for him to again be on national television today after they have moved themselves like crickets to INEC office, and I'm sure the media saw it, where a governor belittled himself, carried the CTC, because we've not seen governors before, because INEC have not seen governor, or because he think he can intimidate.
Yeah, like cricket. Oh, how much they pay these guys there? Now be they call cricket. Obi, the man of the people. In the now they call cricket. Now not do enough. Valentine was go come after the whole.
Wow. By going to INEC to submit the CTC of a court judgment. They jumped, carried it like cricket and went to INEC. INEC is a civilized organization. INEC is an organization that believes in the rule of law, that is guided by rules and regulations. Yeah. And I want to say clearly that OT is not a good representation of our party. We went to the street in 2023 to tell Nigerians that Labour Party are going to produce leaders that will be different. We told Nigerians that a new Nigeria is possible. And that was why Nigerians followed the party. Oh my God. And today, what are we getting? We are seeing the typical politicians that are there, who will treat party constitution with enormity. If you cannot obey your party constitution, Is it when you are the president of Nigeria or when you are governor that you will not treat the Constitution of Nigeria, the Electoral Act, and so on with impunity? If because you are governor, you can sit in Abia and say you have dissolved national executive, state executive, ward executive, local government unit executive. Even PDP in their most powerful days with all the governors have never behaved with such an impunity. Even in APC that is in government today have not behaved with such a high level of impunity. Labour Party believe that local government election should bring development to the people.
Okay.
Should bring government to the people. Should bring growth and development for the people. And Labour Party believes in it solely, that the purpose why we have on that development is the country. Is because our local governments are not allowed to work. And that was one of the reasons we campaigned vigorously that Labour Party was going to behave differently. Today, the only governor we have conducted a local government election that is worse than those that are conducted by APC and PDP. It is unfortunate. Alex Oti ought to be a unifier, being the only governor. Because we expect that as the only governor, even if we had quarrels in the party, we expect that he should be the unifier. But today is the mystery of the party. Say, woe, a disgrace to the party. Yes. Yes. Alex Oti was sworn in on the 29th day of March. May 2023. We expect that after 1 year, he will call a meeting of NEC, of the National Working Committee, and appreciate the leadership of the party for supporting him. The only meeting he will call is to create an illegal caretaker committee. What an ingrate. I've never seen such an ungrateful politician.
I got it now.
Today, we have decided that we'll set up a disciplinary committee, that no man can be bigger than the party. We must begin to make difference in Nigeria, that it cannot be business as usual. The reason why political parties are in chaos is because political party leadership don't accept themselves. Labour Party will make the difference. And Nigerians, by the time we finish our struggle, Nigerians will believe us, Nigerians will follow us, Nigerians will know that Labour Party is a no-nonsense party, that we are ready to take the bull by the horn and do things differently. Having said all of this, so that I don't devote all my time to addressing the shenanigans of some people in the party, I now want to proceed to read the resolution of NEC. Resolutions reached at the National Executive Council NEC meeting held on the 2nd of May 2025 at the national headquarters of the party. The meeting was attended by members of the National Working Committee, state chairmen, state secretaries, and all other leaders of the party that NEC have co-opted to this meeting and have also graciously allowed some people to observe this meeting. Number one, NEC confirmed its directive for the issuance of notice of the 2024 National Convention of the party, which notice was given to INEC on the 4th of December 2023. NEC equally confirmed its directive for subsequent notices of change of date and venue for the 24th National Convention, which held at Unewi on the 27th of March 2024. NEC confirmed its ratification of the list of ad hoc delegates elected from the congresses in the 36 states and the FCT to the 2024 National Convention, which ratification was granted at the NEC meeting which held in Asaba on the 20th of March 2024. 3. NEC confirmed that the 2024 National Convention was held in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999, the Electoral Act 2022, the 2019 Labour Party Constitution, INEC regulations and guidelines for political parties 2022, and the guidelines for the 2024 National Convention. 4. NEC confirmed the validity of the 2024 National Convention and stands by its outcome. NEC stands by its decision. NEC stands by the validity of that National Convention. 5. NEC reiterates its support and confidence in the National Working Committee elected at the 2024 National Convention and its belief in the competence, character, capacity, sagacity of the National Working Committee elected at Unewi on the 27th of March 2024. NEC believes that Barrister Julius Abure National Working Committee will continue to steer the party towards unity, progress, and victory in the upcoming elections. 6. NEC commends Nigeria's Supreme Court for standing on the sound principles of the supremacy of political parties, because the political class feels that political parties are vehicles they can put in their pockets. But I'm happy that Labour Party has become a vehicle that have resisted this and have set the record straight in respect of the supremacy of political parties in Nigeria, and the sanctity and bindingness of the decision taken by the validly convened recognized organs as created by the party's constitution in its decision delivered on the 4th of April 2025. NEC expressed its commitment to continue to seek peace and reconciliation within the ranks and file of the party, but NEC will not concede the leadership of the party in whatever guise. NEC again extends an olive branch to all aggrieved members of the party to sheathe their sword in the overall interest of the party and our dear nation, Nigeria. 8. NEC reiterates its belief in the nation's democracy and the party's commitment to its growth and deepening of democracy as the only means to national growth and development. 9. NEC declared that the party is not and will not be part of any coalition. Yes. I'm making it very, very clearly that anybody who is in talk of any coalition is on his own and he does not carry the mandate of the Labour Party. And I repeat, number 9, NEC declared that the party is not and will not be part of any coalition towards the 2027 general election. Let us be heard loud and clear. The party will rather continue to rebuild, reposition, re-strategize, reconcile, straighten and drive its program and policies and win more members towards winning the 2027 general election. In any event, those currently masquerading, aspirants masquerading and looking for a coalition, lack the 3 C's to drive that process of coalition. Coalition means that as a political party, you will shield your identity, surrender your leadership, surrender your certificate, give up everything and become one. Today, all those masquerading as aspirants, I want to say without sounding immodest, without any fear of contradiction, without any tears on my cheek, that they lack the capacity, they lack the character, they lack the competence to drive that process.
Very true, sir.
Leaders that cannot manage their political party, leaders that will go and create division deliberately within their party. How can they now drive coalition that will bring all political parties together?
It's not possible, sir.
The facts must be stated clearly. Probably we overestimated some people when we started campaigning for that. Like Awolowo rightly said, it is when you give people an office, you see their true character. Today, Labour Party know better and will make better and more rational decisions. And that's why we have decided that coalition for Labour Party is no, no, no. Number 10, NEC congratulate Chief George Bogalu, who emerged winner and the party's candidates for the 2025 Anambra State Governorship election and the governorship primaries of the party held in Oka on the 5th of April 2025. 11. NEC rallies all members and Indi Anambra to support Chief George Bogalu for the 18th November 2025 Anambra State Governorship election for a greater Anambra State. We believe that our candidate is the best of the best in Anambra State. We believe that Anambra at this point in history need the best, and that's why Labour Party was dispassionate. Labour Party was rational. Labour Party was reasonable and decided to go with George Bogalu, who has the competence, who have the character, who have the capacity, who have the sagacity, who have the history, who have the technical know-how, who have the ability to deliver the goods to the people.
That was sagacity.
12. NEC reviewed the anti-party activities of Dr. Alex Oti, the Abia State Governor, and other erring members, and consequently set up a disciplinary committee in line with the party constitution as follows. 1. Dr. Ayo Olorunfemi, chairman of that disciplinary committee. 2. Alhaji Umar Farouk Ibrahim, secretary of that committee. Barrister Kehinde Edun, member of that committee. Mrs. Dudu Manuga, the national women leader of our party, is a member of that committee. 5. Barrister Kalistos Ihejubwa, member of that committee. The committee is given 2 weeks to submit its reports. Let me conclude by once more appreciating our pressmen, our journalists veteran journalists, articulate, most vibrant journalists who have reported us very well. We crave your indulgence to continue to report us. And the National Publicity Secretary will do the needful. Thank you. And you are a leader. You are a leader. You are a leader.
Hey, these people, man. These people. They are a fucking joke. Obedient. I don't think even my only one advice what I get. The next advice na premium. Go into Labour Party in mass, register, and just take over the structure of the party. It don't finish. That's exactly what the Make American Great. By the time they take over the structure of the party, the established gang no get choice. So that's the only way Obedience, Obid, and the rest can have a free mind. Just go register for the party, dominate the wards, and call for the chairman, whoever is it, to get out, and you guys appoint one that align with the ideology of the Obedience. Because this kind of backbones where they go to collect now is going to be unprecedented. But this one self this is funny, but the most painful one is
To
you see
come
this
from
one. Is
this
this guy right
coalition
here.
we're seeing here. And I don't see it having traction. So the only option for any politician today is actually APC. It's unfortunate. That is not what it should be. I like
When the guy go begin what's that fila that cap where Tinubu the where we get it. I mean whatever that design is. What is the name of that? Kulata. What is the name of that una cap? No, it no be progressive. They call am progressive cap. I mean renewal hope cap. But whatever it is, I won't be surprised that that's the next thing I want to see. Who's Valentine they wear now? Because whatever they promise am, whatever Tinubu promise am, he and Abori,
I like to
the
see a
competition is
strong
tight.
opposition politics in Nigeria. Because you know what that does? Even the little things that Soludo is doing today was the pressure coming from me as an opposition. If you leave an incumbent without any
Yeah.
accountability and report, guess what? They're going to just become a dictator. I like to see a strong opposition. So now that we don't have that, let's join and I'm going to at some point call on the youths of Nigeria, let's troop into APC and be a force for good. That's the only option we've got today. Until we have leaders who are selfless enough to come together for a common good, then things will begin to balance. And at some point, I would even like to see a lot of reforms, and get to a point where we can become, like in the US, two-party system where Republican, because once you have opposition scatter in this way, this is a useless opposition. Let me go.
Who listen to serious people? These people are joke. Let's listen to serious people.
It is a colonial language, but we actually been requested to say something because there are some other people here who are so much interested in what we said. Our topic is the issue of corruption as far as leadership in Nigeria is concerned. I expressed my own understanding. I said corruption does not spare any other country. And the human being, as you see him, as long as you don't implement the rules and the regulations of the country, don't think you can stop him. Human being can turn into anything. Sometimes he can even become animalistic. He even kills in pursuit of his own interest. It's universal, it's all over the world. That is why you find the world in crisis today. In Nigeria, you can really see somebody whose salary is not more than 300 naira a month. You find him having many houses, many cars, and everything. Nobody can believe what recently happened. A former accountant general of the Federation in Nigeria, who is accused and before the court of law for stealing over 109 billion naira, was last 3 weeks turbaned by the emir of Kano in Kano. Great celebrations, and the people were celebrating what actually was not in our character. This is something entirely new to us. You can't believe this. People claim that Nigeria has no money. Nigeria has money, but Nigeria has mismanagement. The leaders are not sensitive. National Assembly is not sensitive at all. And not only that. If care is not taken, future elections will be very, very difficult to be conducted in Nigeria. You queue up, you vote. At the end of the day, the final decision will be taken by a number of few people at the tribunal. You move for appeal, then you move even to the Supreme Court. And for every stage you go, it is expenditure. I assure you, expenditure of the lawyers and the others. And not only that, every part of Nigeria today is soiled. The ordinary voters are affected. People who are conducting elections affected. INEC people affected. You can't believe this. And even our malams are affected. As long as we don't use our laws, we don't take care, we don't punish those who are offenders, then only God knows where Nigeria is moving to. We blame the bandits every day. Why do we blame them? They risk their lives. Then what of these people in government?
Why they blame bandits? They risk
Government
their
house is
lives,
well
huh?
protected, but looting treasury every day. And when we see them, we almost worship them, we praise them, we sing about them, we dance for them, we create drama for them. This was not the culture of Sokoto Caliphate. This was not the culture of Sokoto Caliphate. Somebody came here and met Muhammad Bello during his own time. He couldn't believe that was the Caliph. He said, I'm looking for the Caliph. He said, this is the Caliph. He said, no, you can't be the Caliph. He said, I'm the Caliph. What we were told is during the government work, they use the government light. Then during their private work, they use their private things. How do we expect Nigeria to move forward? And we don't blame ourselves, including myself, university lecturer, doesn't attend the lectures, is always busy following politicians, becoming the scribe of politicians, waiting for? No, hand out. Something is really wrong. We have to think. I can't believe this. How can somebody justify to me and tell me that 500 cows being moved, nobody will trace their steps, no dust, and they disappear? And you tell me, former director, NSO, another, former director, NSA, another, former NSA, another, director of military intelligence, former, another. Yet, something is wrong. Something.
Nneka, or I don't think Valentine Ozigbo will agree with you on that. The APC has destroyed Nigeria. I don't think your number one. No be. Are you not a supporter, follower of Valentine Ozigbo? He
Come
disagree
from
with
this
you. Just
coalition
listen.
we're seeing here. And I don't see it having traction. So the only option for any politician today is actually APC. It's unfortunate. That is not what it should be. I like to see a strong opposition politics in Nigeria, because you know what that does? Even the little things that Soludo is doing today was the pressure coming from me as an opposition. If you leave an incumbent without any accountability report, guess what? They're going to just become a dictator. I like to see a strong opposition. So now that we don't have that, let's join, and I'm going to at some point call on the youth of Nigeria, let's troop into APC and be a force for good. That's the only option we've got today. Until we have leaders who are selfless enough to come together for a common good, then things will begin to balance. And at some point, I would even like to see a lot of reforms, electoral act, and get to a point where we can become, like in the US, two-party system
All
where
the Nigerian youth
Republican,
they
because
go
once you have opposition scatter in this way, this is
leader.
a useless opposition. Let me go.
Only in say the leaders of this country don't mean well for Nigerians. But you are, on the other hand, you are advising the obedience. At this point, not be Nigerian youth to come and join the same people who said they are greedy. They don't have the pride of the pledge of the people at heart. So I don't just understand this guy, man. As I said, only Anambra people are obedient. Or will be and then go fit explain what is going on with this guy. Because whatever they promise him, that shit must be. I hope you want it. If not, we'll get a bit time for polls. This was one of the most hyped guy among the obedient families. Like today, you see what has become of him. It's just well, that's the rules of the game, I guess. Okay, oh, time to call it a night. Don't try now. Do 1 hour, right? Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, please like, share, and subscribe as you go so that you get the next stream before it even starts. So, please like, share, and subscribe once again, and see you guys tomorrow. Good night from this part of the world.